What's going on, Guardians? It's your boy, KillerBeast61. Welcome back to Destiny Tracker. Today we have a little bit of leaked info and spoiler talk to go through, so here is your spoiler warning. I will tell you again when we get into the story spoilers, but if you're someone who doesn't want to know anything about new systems at all, then click out. Subscribe and then click out. Go watch something on Beyond the Games. There's some good content for you there. So all of today's info is coming from Reddit user Ginzer, who claims to have an anonymous inside source that has told him lots of details about the upcoming Forsaken DLC. Since none of this has been confirmed by Bungie, we cannot confirm any of this to be true at all, so take this with a massive grain of salt. Not even a grain of salt. Take this with a boulder of salt. In this post, he outlines things like the raid, some new strikes, and much more. We have a lot to unpack here, so I'll start with the raid. The new raid is supposedly called Last Wish. It will have a normal and prestige mode, no surprise there, and the raid boss is called Dul Inkaru, the Eternal Return. I cannot say I recognize this name or know what it might relate to, but it does feel like it has something to do with the Taken, since Eternal Return has that kind of vibe to it, and I've noticed a Taken theme to many parts of this expansion already. One thing that is outlined in this post that seems to be pretty new to the game is the addition of a one-time challenge to finish the new raid within 24 hours after its launch. Perhaps a new quest to get things done is the way that this is probably going to take the shape, or unlock some new banner or armor. I don't know. Hopefully there is an in-game reward for this. It sounds really cool if they're doing that. Next, there are 4 new strikes coming with this expansion. They're called Warden of Nothing, the Hollowed Lair, the Corrupted, and Broodhood. Weird names. All 4 will be playable as Nightfall versions, and the Nightfall versions will have special challenges with them. The one named here has something to do with avoiding arc damage through the entire final encounter, which just sounds awful. I will never complete that challenge because I die a lot. There was some info about Gambit in here, which is actually confirmed by Bungie via the TWAB that was put out yesterday. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about the legitimacy of this post. He talks about the new Infamy ranking system. Again, before Bungie confirmed the existence of this system, he also talks about the gear and ornaments you will unlock as you progress in rank. There is a dungeon that will be added to the game called the Shattered Throne. There's nothing in Destiny at this moment called a dungeon. So if this is added, this is a completely new thing added to the game. Multiple activities will take place in this dungeon, and from these activities, we will earn materials to purify an armor set called the Reverie Dawn. I hope that's what it's called. There were some typos in here. I'm suspecting this might be one because I've never heard of this, but that's what it's called, the Reverie Dawn, which can be earned from a separate activity. Now, just hit the mic. Now, let's talk about some of the leaked cosmetic items we can receive from the game. We do have an image here of some items. This has me excited because if they're real, I'll have more things to grind for, obviously, and who doesn't want more things to grind for? Every hardcore Destiny fan likes to grind for loot. We have some new ghost shapes like a pyramid and a triangle-shaped shell, something that is definitely Fallen themed, and I really like the looks that we're getting here. These are some pretty sexy looking ghosts. And we also have this Taken themed sparrow, which further cements the theory that the Taken are playing a very vital role in this horrifying story that we're about to play. We also have a few images of weapons on the bottom, a few you may recognize, but there's a few extra bows in there as well. Now here is where some of the real spoilers start, so if you're someone who doesn't want to have anything story-wise spoiled for you, then subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, 3, 2, 1, bing. For those of you who stayed, here are some very juicy details about the story. We got a very rough summary of what the story details are. Prince Uldren thinks his sister, Marisov, Queen of the Reef, is still alive. He thinks that she is trapped in the Techian Ilan of the Dreaming City. I hope that's how it's said. One of you lore masters maybe can teach me how to speak all these complicated words in the Destiny universe. Anyway, she is sending him visions, and in these visions, she is telling him to open the gates of the Dreaming City. He is somehow allies with the prisoners of the Prison of Elders, and they help him achieve this goal. Petrovenge asks Cade 6 to help her retake control of the prison, and while doing so, Cade 6 dies. Uldren eventually succeeds in opening the gate of the Dreaming City. After doing so, he is immediately killed by a creature, and the gate remains open. It is now Petrovenge's duty to protect the city in which all awoken secrets and treasures are kept, and of course we are going to help with that. So let's unpack a little bit of what we just heard here. We should start with Uldren, and he's getting visions from his sister to open the gates to the Dreaming City. I think that these are definitely not coming from his sister, but from the creature that kills him when he opens the gate to the city. I think this creature is clearly using him to escape, and I'm glad he's gonna die. However, how dare this monster take my kill? If Uldren is the one who kills Cade, I need to be the one to kill Uldren. That's just how it needs to be, and Bungie definitely knows that we want to kill Uldren now, so if this is how he dies, I just think that's a really unsatisfying way for him to go. If he was just a jerk, then yeah, do it that way, but no. He took my friend away from me, and that is not okay. He deserves to die by my hand. I think that this monster that kills Cade is probably what we're also going to fight in the raid, or this dungeon, probably the raid. We're seeing a lot of Taken in most of the images and videos that we've seen in the raid area in the Dreaming City. A lot of Taken there, and the Taken do have the ability to send like voices and things like that, visions into Uldren, so I feel like it's very plausible that the Taken are responsible for all of this. One more important thing to talk about is the claim of there being a mission in which we will have to reclaim the Ace of Spades back from Uldren. This sounds great, but he needs to die right after that, and it needs to be me that died him. Once we reclaim the Ace of Spades, we will have to repair it through a longer quest series and with several steps in multiple activities. A lot of good details here. We just covered a lot there, and I think this is all very exciting to think about and discuss. The article came out with info all about Gambit before Bungie posted in their TWAB about those very same details, so maybe the information in this post is correct. I really don't know for certain, so I'll leave it all for you to decide. Are these claims true, and if so, what are you the most excited or interested about? Once again, my name is KillerB61. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and check out my channel Beyond the Games, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.